Hey, Sam in the studio, and I have Dan Bailey here, who came in to cut some drums for me and just shoot some questions because I got you here. So
Sure, yeah.
Dan, I met online, and as I was on the hunt for a drum set for the studio, got rid of a Gretsch, looking around. Dan was so kind as to kind of do a little looking for me and spotted this beauty right here, a sonar kit, vintage sonar kit. And so he Facebooked me and said, hey, check out this one. And jokingly I said, okay, I scooped up the kit, you got to come in and help me tune it up because I'm really bad at that. And sure enough, he was a man of his word and came in and helped me with it. So maybe just give us a little bit about what have you been doing lately?
All right, I just got off the road with my band Father John Misty since like August of 2014. So this is what, June 2016. So right about 2 years. Been doing that a bunch, and when I've had breaks from that, just recording and doing a little bit of each. And it's a nice little ratio to keep.
Yeah, awesome. And let's see, what if you're doing recording for people?
Sure.
What do you tend to grab and bring with you? Let's talk gear. I mean, hey,
sure,
let's talk shop here. What do you tend to go for?
Man, my primary kit for most things, I have a mid '60s Camco that I love and was looking for one forever, like a complete one that was all correct enough to play and stuff. And I use that a lot. I have a couple of modern kits, either a '70s pearl fiberglass kit or a Tama. Like a late '90s Star Classic, which is kind of like just a big fat, modern drum sound. And between those three, that'll get you there with whatever,
Great.
But usually the Camco thing, just the same with like a Rogers or a Ludwig or a Sonar, that'll do 75% of whatever. As long as you're not doing like a rock record or something.
Yeah.
I find that the old drums are real mic friendly and
nice.
Fit on most things.
We got great sounds today.
Yeah.
This is the first time tracking with this kit, and I got some new heads. And so, talk just for a minute. So you walked in, never seen or experienced this kit before. What do you do when you're familiarizing yourself with something and tuning too? Because that's something that I just it seems like a dark art to me.
It's kind of like a mystery.
Yeah. And you got the thing sounding like $1 million. So what do you? I'll back up. When you're out there shopping for a vintage kit, like how do you know like what to look for and stuff like that? And then when you get one, what's the process?
There are certain manufacturers and even eras that are pretty bulletproof. Like late '60s to mid '70s Sonar were built really well. So unless they've been damaged, if there's no visible damage, they're going to be great. Camco were built like tanks. Certain eras of Ludwig are really good. Rogers are always really great. So you can almost buy those sight unseen and you're pretty safe. Like some of those mid '60s Ludwigs and Slingerland, some kits will be great, some are kind of dogs, and they'll have like shells that are out of round or hardware that's bad or something. But most like these Sonars I've never seen one that was made badly. So Germans know what they're doing. So
nice.
They're pretty serious about it. But
I have a little German blood in me, so
yeah, there you go. Yeah, good manufacturing.
Yeah.
These, because the shells are in round and stuff, and with new heads, kind of just, you had them kind of medium tension kind of ish, and that'll be a good tension to get the head to seat and see where it wants to be. And I don't know, you kind of, even as many times as I've the thousands of times I've tuned a drum kit for a session, it's still a little bit of like, it's just like making an EQ choice. Like, am I making it better or worse? Like, better, worse, better.
Yeah.
And you kind of find where it wants to be, and it's like, I imagine it's like setting timing on a transmission for a car or something too. It's like the more you've done it, there's no right way. You just kind of learn.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, I wish I played an instrument that had an objective. Like you plug the guitar into a tuner.
Yeah, I know.
A440. I wish I played an instrument like that.
Yeah.
And good drums, they find where they want to be pretty quick, and there'll be certainly certain tensions that they'll like open up at, and like, oh, that's where that floor tom wants to be or whatever. Whatnot.
All right, last question is, I'm always interested as I get to work with all great drummers. I'm always interested in approaches. So you are, learning some new material for a band that you're touring with, or you're coming to the studio. Like today, I put up a song. I gave it to you once or twice in the cans, and then you, like, in my personal opinion, you laid down, like, I couldn't have asked for a better take. I mean, it was exactly, playing to the song, fit everything. So what have you, in your experiences in doing this over time, what's your approach, or how do you look at?
I remember reading an interview with Nathan East, bass player, years ago, and somebody asked, like, one of the interview questions were like, you're known for like being able to walk in and play on a tune with it, and he's like, there's only so many progressions, I've heard them all before, so I think it's just the more you've played on songs, you kind of get a good feel for like where you kind of know the genre of the song and like what the final product it should feel a certain way and should go a certain place, and you just kind of make some choices by. Well, then I was cheating. I was looking at your Pro Tools file, seeing when because you can see like you learn to read like sound files. Like, this is obviously a chorus because it's like the vocal like gets bigger and more frequent.
How you do it.
Yeah. But especially if I can see a session file now, it's like now you can almost it's like reading like Braille or something. Like this is going to be a dropout chorus because a breakdown chorus because the bass drops out or there's less going on. It's like obviously the drums aren't going to get bigger.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you can make some educated guesses. Most times. Then, drums are both the dumbest instrument and this, like, bizarre... Like, if your drum track's not right, your tune's not going to be right.
Exactly.
But there's no right way, but also it's... Even usually what's best isn't super difficult. So it's this weird combination of, like, it's a really cut and dry instrument, but it also kind of sets the foundation for how a tune's going to feel and dynamic levels.
I do think nuances, though, man. I mean,
sure.
I always say that I feel like there's this kind of two kinds of drummers, and the ones that I want to come in here and lay down tracks for me because it makes me look good. I mean, the guys that have the touch and the feel and the timing and everything that just kind of like locks in and just seems like. It's almost like as it's laid down, it seems like it was meant to be there. It was like...
Well, that's what I'm trying to think of. Is like, okay, if I was hearing this song, like, objectively later when it was done, like, what would I imagine the drums to be on?
No, that's good.
I try to think of it as a finished product,
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for gracing
your
studios here. And it's fun to chat up music stuff and drums.
For sure.
And so hope that get to do it again in the future some point.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
awesome.
Of course.